Okay, guys, disjoint and overlapping events. Just a concept that we need to get into our head here. Okay, Ross? Yeah? All right. Disjoint events, or they can also be called mutually exclusive. If one happens, the other cannot happen. Right? They exclude each other. Disjoint events are events that have no outcomes in common. Okay? Overlapping events are events that have one or more outcomes in common. So let's look at an example here. This first one, they give us disjoint events right here. It says, now that means they will have no outcomes in common. If we were rolling a die, right, a number cube, in the event A it says roll a 2. That's 1 out of 6. Or roll an odd number, 3 out of 6. But let me ask you something. Is rolling a 2, does it ever show up in rolling an odd number? No, if you roll an odd number, you cannot roll a 2. They exclude each other. Do you see how they are disjoint events? Does that make sense? Okay, all right. Now, overlapping events. Let's look at this one. I'll put it in a different color. Roll an even number or roll a prime number. Now, is it possible to do both? Can you roll an even number and a prime number?
Yeah.
Good. What would it be? Raise your hand. Kintara, the number 2. It's both even and prime. In fact, it's the only even prime number. But they do have overlapping events, right? Could I roll a prime number that's not even? Yeah. What? Give me an example of one. Right over here. Nicholas? 5. Anybody have another one?
139.
Oh, it's only a 6-sided cube. I'm sorry. We'll see.
3.
3. Okay. But those are both odd numbers.
So it's any odd number is a prime number?
No, that's not true because 9 is not prime, but it is odd.
Oh,
3 times 3. Exactly. Okay. So these are overlapping events. Now let's look down here at example number 1. All they want us to do here is tell whether or not the events are disjointed, meaning they have no common outcomes, or are they overlapping? And I'm going to ask Alex Braun because I want to make sure he's awake. How you doing back there, Alex?
All right.
You looking good. You all right?
Yeah.
Did you get enough sleep last night?
I don't know.
I did not. I had to pick up some friends at the airport, and their airplane was supposed to get in, their flight was supposed to get in at 11, and it was delayed for an hour. So it got in after midnight, and then I had to drive home. And I live north of the city, and the airport is south of the city. So I didn't go to bed till 1:30. But that's all right. I'll get some sleep tonight. I'll catch up. One night's okay. All right. So looking at this one, Alex, it says roll a number cube. Now the first thing they want us to do is roll a number less than 4. The second thing they want us to do is roll a 5. Is it possible to do both of those things?
Nope.
No, because 5 is more than 4.
3.
So I would call this what, Alex?
Disjoint.
This is disjoint events. They have no outcomes in common. Right? Rolling a 5, that's 1 out of 6. 1 outcome out of 6. Rolling a number less than 4, that's 3 out of 6. But none of those outcomes are the same. Okay? Now let's look at B here, Dane. It says randomly select a student. All right? So event A says select a 7th grader. Event B says select a boy. Is it possible for those things to overlap, Dane?
Yeah.
It is, right? You can choose a 7th grade boy. There are boys in the 7th grade. In fact, everyone in here except myself is a 7th grade boy. Okay? So this would be, Dane?
That would be overlapping.
Overlapping. Good. Everybody happy with that? You feel like you have a good understanding of those two terms?
Yeah.
Excellent. Great job. Next